used it for good. With the help of a divinely sanctioned earthquake, Paul and Silas escaped the Philippi jail and ended up saving the jailer and his entire household. Have I got a witness? On several other occasions, Paul was persecuted, wasn't he? He was whipped and beaten, left for half dead, thrown out of cities, suffered shipwreck. Have I got a witness? But this same Paul was used by God to write 2/3 of the entire New Testament. Now, think about it, y'all. If he had not have gone through what he went through, he would not be able to tell us that all things work together. He would not have told us, have I got a witness, that I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Because of his unique position, he was able to share the gospel even greater with those who had not heard. Am I right about it? His responsibility was to change trials into triumphs. And our responsibility as a people of God is to do the same thing. Take our trials and our temptations to the Lord and let him work it out. Have I got a witness? The promise of changing bad things into good is given only to those who love the Lord. Have I got a witness in here? So if you're wondering why I'm going through all that I'm going through and it don't seem like it's going to ever end, maybe you ought to check yourself and see whether you love the Lord. Have I got a witness in here? I'm going to close, y'all. When Lincoln was on his way to Washington for his inauguration, he spent some time with a man named Horace Greeley. And Greeley told him that he had an antidote to why everybody was asking about the Civil War. In his circuit riding days, President Lincoln had crossed many swollen streams, but there was always the Fox River ahead of him, and there were those traveling with him who said, if we are having trouble with the streams, what are we going to do when we come to the Fox River? Have I got a witness? They stopped one night to spin with a Methodist preacher. Have I got a witness? The Methodist preacher said, yes, I know something about the Fox. I've had to travel it on my circuit. Yes, I've had to travel over streams and mountains. Yes, I've had some valleys in my life. The one rule that I have about the Fox River, he said, I'll never cross until I reach it. Yes, my Lord, there are some problems in our lives that will worry us to death. But I came by to tell you, don't worry until your problems come to fruition. Have I got a witness in here? Many of us are experts of borrowing trouble, but I believe don't trouble until trouble troubles you. Yeah, and I'm so glad Mama told me a long time ago, trouble won't last always. Yeah, is there anybody in here? You've been in some trouble before, but you knew who to call on. Yeah, I must admit, it's a good thing to have a lawyer on your cell phone contacts. It's a good thing to have a doctor in your cell phone contacts, but you ought to have somebody else in a time of trouble. Do you know his name? Do you know his name? Can I call it? Can I call it? Can I call it? Jesus. Oh, how sweet the name Jesus. Every day he's the same. Jesus. Ain't he all right? Can you say hey? Yeah. 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 I know he's all right. He'll work it out. Somehow, some way, he knows how to do it. I suggest that you call him up, tell him what you want. His line never gets busy. Jesus, Jesus, Son of the living God. Jesus, a bridge. Jesus, my Savior. Jesus, Mary, little baby. Jesus, oh Jesus, if you ever get in trouble, call on Jesus. He will answer. Oh, yeah. He will answer.